Good
All right, so
evening, ladies and
we get
gentlemen.
started here, guys, and just real quick, we're having some technical problems with Mighty's equipment, so we're gonna go ahead and just try to sort through our problems here and let you guys watch us do that. Problems with Mighty's equipment, so we're gonna go ahead and just try to sort through our problems here and let you guys watch us mute that tab. Eddie, you need to mute that tab also on yours, probably. All right, can we hear him now? I can't hear him.
No, I hear him a little bit, but it's faint.
Well, what do we want to do? What do you think?
We got to keep it moving. I mean, if he joins us and we get it up, that's great.
I'll go ahead and I'll try to catch up. I'll try to fix it on my end. I'll go ahead and hold it down in the meantime. Don't wait on me. I'll go ahead and start the show. Start the show. Don't wait on me. Start the show, and if I can fix it, I'll jump in.
I can't hear him at all, so you're gonna have to tell me what he's saying.
He said go ahead and start the show, and he's gonna work on it.
All right,
And
well, let's roll in.
if he gets it going, then
All right.
great. Otherwise,
Get it going.
all right. Thanks everyone's patience, everyone. We are finally live. Not sure if you guys heard what's going on, but we having some audio difficulties with Mighty RX that he's currently working on. If he gets it up and running, we're gonna go ahead and introduce him to the forum and move forward that way. Otherwise, we're just gonna, proceed as we did last time with this PCAT and I. So the discussion isn't as broad as it was last time. We just want to hit a few points. We had some stuff to discuss with Mighty RX. Hopefully, if he gets on, we can move forward. Otherwise, we're just gonna go with what we have. So, some of the feedback that we got back, a couple of things here we can touch on. PCAT and I is the first things first. 11 versus 20 as far as hex players. Your thoughts on it and whatever differences you might notice with the games. Me, myself, I prefer 20. Although it's not really much of a sample size, we've only had 2 seasons with it, well, almost 2 now. My first team, I totally hated because I didn't have enough players on offense, and it was pretty much easy to shut me down. Not that my offense is that good to begin with, but I didn't like it at all. In fact, I only won 1 game all season, which was versus Mighty RX. But otherwise, I was 0-7 heading into the last week of the season. This season, I decided to put more players on offense. Thanks, TJ, for that, because I wasn't at the draft. So he drafted my team for me, and he pretty much hit the nail on the head as how I like my team constructed. So I'd like to thank him for that. But I do have more players on the offense. I'm having some more fun with it this season. It's kind of too early to tell because we're just getting going here, but I like it. It's not as easy to predict what I want to do because I have more players, but Defensively, I'm missing some things that I like a pass rush and having an edge rusher and some fat deep tackles in there. But other than that, that's an adjustment in itself. But other than that, I like it. So we'll see how it plays out. It's early. We only played 2 games, but just to see how it goes. What about you, PCAT?
When we started with the 20 cap, I didn't like it because I felt like it killed the running game. With an 11 cap team, you can still be a run first player. And with a 20 cap, it's really almost impossible to be a run first player, I think, because everyone on the field is just too fast. And breaking long plays, once we went to 20 cap, very rarely does a running back break an 80-yard touchdown run. They just get run down from behind. It's hard to hit the outsides. It made me a better player because it forced me to pass more. But at the same time, I've always felt like it disadvantaged the running first players to have 20 because the running backs aren't – everyone else is better and the running back still is basically the same. And people don't very much invest in the offensive line, which I think there is value there. But I don't know. I like it both. I was really excited to go back to the 11 cap player, play that a couple of years in a row, and I was able to run a lot more. I wish I had stuck with a gold back, but anyway, I've been able to run a lot more, and I like that. But I just don't know. Yeah, I like switching back and forth between the two of them, honestly. If you want Eddie to mute the other screen real quick, you just have to go to that tab, and on that tab where you have that screen up, just right-click it, and an option should come up to do that. I'm not hearing that other screen on yours at all myself, but so Mighty, can we hear you yet? I saw he popped up again.
Yeah, I'm good. I finally got it to work on the mobile.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah,
well, let's go to you. What do you prefer, 20 cap or 11 cap?
I'm more of the 11 cap because it kind of forces you to, kind of pick your poison a little bit. If you want to be a passing team, you got to invest in it for it to be successful. If you want to be a running team, you got to invest in it to be successful. I'm the type, I love strategy. And to me, even though 20 it lends itself a little more to a real NFL roster because not all NFL teams are deficient in certain areas. To me, it feels because it's a little more challenging. Oh, I know if I run into this dude, he loves to run the rock. I got to bring the hard hat and the steel-toed boots for this game. This guy, like, you play run and shoot. The game ain't over. You could be up 35 in the fourth quarter. He finds a way. That's, you know what I'm saying? And that's what he caters his build to that. You know what I'm saying? So I like the 11 better. Now, if you ask run and shoot, he'll tell you straight up, he can't stand it.
Yeah.
11. You tell me I only got 2 targets? Yeah. I got to trust generics on fourth down? I can't trust these cats. They can't catch a loaf of bread. You know what I'm saying? So that's my 2 cents on that question.
I gotta say, just hearing Mighty's voice, he is obviously totally different than what I've imagined him. I've imagined him like really like not prim and proper, but not. I guess non-emotional is how I've always imagined.
PCAT, then you haven't heard me in the SFL shows then, because I go in, I lose my mind, I get hyped. So yes, I'm animated to say the least.
Yeah, you're totally changing my perception of you right off the bat. So I want to know before Eddie starts going with questions, because you came on the scene out of nowhere. In the first season that I remember you playing, you and I played together in the bowl. Had you ever played before that?
Yeah.
And was it under the same name?
Yeah, it was under the same name as TJ. I've known TJ since 07, since All Pro first came out. We used to play on PS3. I don't know if y'all cats heard about the league called the Gridiron, and that went strong, man. I think
so you came over from the Gridiron. Yeah,
man. I think we stopped at season 42 because the servers just went kind of quit on us, and for a little while I had no football game to play. I had to go to the dark side, play with Madden, and I felt dirty. I just stopped playing football for a little while. And then I was scouring Craigslist, and some lady was like, "Hey, I have a Xbox S for sale for the 25." I'm like, "Where you at?" "Oh, I'm an hour south from you. I'll meet you there." And she told me her story. She just traveled cross country, left her boyfriend, stole his Xbox. Hey, one man's treasure is another. One man's trash is another man's treasure. That's all I gotta say. And so, and after that, I got back in contact with TJ. He's like, "Oh, come on, man. You know we always got a spot for you." And that's all she wrote.
So the season you and I played in the CAG Bowl, was that your first season on Xbox?
Yes.
Okay. So you'd gone way back on Gridiron, and then you jumped over, because that was hardly ever did people just join a league and have the kind of success that you've had. I don't think it's ever happened that I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah. I had, mind you, the first game I played, the first season I played with y'all, I hadn't really played hardcore in almost, I could say, 2 years, because the Gridiron, the service stopped in 2012. So it was at least a good 2 years since I played All Pro. I played that other game, but I hadn't played All Pro. So the movements and the momentum, the where the buttons are placed is a little different. So it took me a little time to get acclimated. Hey, one thing, I know defense, so I'll be able to slow down the other team enough. I just got to figure out my offensive end. I'm kind of like Floston. I'm kind of like you. Just I can stop you. I don't know if I can score, but I can slow you down enough to make the game close in the fourth quarter. Maybe I can steal it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my mindset.
Well, you seem to move the ball against me pretty well, but everyone does. My defense is, thank God I can move the ball on offense, because my defense is not very intimidating. Let's just say that. So, and you can be totally honest here, the Gridiron versus the league right now here on Xbox, quality of opposition. Compare it.
It's about the same, because mind you, Vertigo was with us in the Gridiron. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like we had but a bunch. NFL Hitman was over there with us. I don't know if you remember Oklahoma Sooner.
Yeah.
Remember Sooner? Okay, he was with us over there. Like, dude, it was intense. It was intense over there. And then when the guys slowly started making the leap, because y'all had the editor, you could get the 20 caps. It's like, God, you need to jump over to Xbox. I'm like, Xbox, never. I was a PlayStation fanboy. Xbox, never. I'm never giving Bill Gates my money. But eventually, once All Pro gave out on the PlayStation, when they took the service down, I was like, man, I gotta find an Xbox.
So you're probably loving life right now with this competition back, right?
Yeah, it gets frustrating. Like last night, I broadcast a game that one ain't got no sound. 2 in the first quarter, my defense. Listen, man, I don't give up first down touchdowns ever. And then
that's shocking me. I did not see that coming.
And then heavy hitter gets 2 first down touchdowns, and I'm yelling my house. The kids like, Dad, what's the problem? Like, look at the score. Like, he got 14. Look at the quarter. First quarter. Dad, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's the jitters. It's like,
I was shocked.
And I'm nervous. I'm on camera. My performance is being examined by millions. 4 people watching. By millions. So I don't know what it was. So yeah, usually, yeah. So no, the competition is very similar.
I did not see that coming.
No, man, he came with the plan. I gotta commend him, man. He came with the plan, and his key plays worked. Mind you, I'm running a 3-4 this season, so I'm having to juggle some things around, because the 3-4 is a little all or nothing. If those that run the 3-4 know what I'm talking about. If you guess correctly, you can shut a play down. But if you guess wrong, it's going for a minute. So okay, let's not talk about that loss anymore. It's in the past. It's in the past.
So that was against heavy hitter, right?
Yeah, that was against heavy hitter.
I wonder if that is going to be a big turning point win for him, because he's done really, really well, but he's just kind of faltered when it's come to, playing against players like Mighty and that nature. I'm wondering if that's the win he needed.
He is on the cusp.
But you know what's funny?
Around.
In the regular, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Eddie. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Now, I was just saying that heavy hitter, and I tell him this all the time, but he doesn't tend to believe me. He is right on that cusp of turning the corner and making a statement in this league. I tell him all the time, but he sometimes he just lacks that self-confidence. And I can tell every time he wins, because when he wins, he'll text me for a good hour. But when he loses, I don't hear from him. And just like you said, when you played that game yesterday, and you guys were just trading touchdowns, I was saying, what is going on? How come I can't move the ball like this against Mighty? It was pissing me off.
Well, once that momentum bar gets slid over, you know, I mean, it becomes an offensive game. There's nothing you can do to slow anyone down. But I noticed a heavy when he and I played in the playoffs. Normally, when I played him in the past, he would hang tight for a little bit, and as soon as I kind of punched him with a couple plays, he would kind of fade away. But that last time I played him, the only time I played him since I came back in the playoffs, it was totally different because he never gave up. Now I built a pretty big lead, but it was different. His mental aspect was different in that game, and I could feel it because I think he got it back. I was up by 21. He got it back to either 7 or 10 a couple times, but his mental aspect of it was totally different.
Well, the thing Heavy's gonna need is that first playoff victory. You know what I'm saying? That big time to get that monkey off his back a little bit and to just help him take that deep breath and be like, okay, now that's off my back. I can focus on the next game plan properly, and then maybe make it 2 in a row, get in the championship game here or there. That's what it is. Because in the regular season, he's had regular season success. You know, that's not the issue. The issue is come postseason when, you know, you're playing, you know, the best of the best, and they have strengths, they have go-to plays, they have certain things they like to do. Can you take those away? Can you, kind of force your will upon them, so to speak, to kind of get things going your way? And that's where the challenge lies for heavy hitter.
And not only that, but when something goes wrong and you get down 7, how are you going to react to it?
Right.
Or get down 14 real quick in 2 plays and wonder what's going on. Yeah, I know that feel. I know that
feel. Let's move on. Another topic, actually, Mighty brought this up, were best uniform editors in CAG. I'm going to step aside and let you guys go at this one because that's one thing I do not do. TJ makes my teams. Run and Shoot makes my team. Sometimes Destro, even Showtime has made my teams. I don't really critique the uniforms as long as they look decent. I could care less. But word around town is that Destro is like the uniform king.
Who? Destro?
Yeah. When it comes to making uniforms, you know, he'll come and tell me after someone made my team other than himself, he'll say, he'll comment that the color is just of the pants is off, or the shoestring color is wrong. I mean, and he gets uptight about it if it's not perfect.
Yeah, one of the first interactions I had with him was he was critiquing my uniforms a long time ago.
I remember that.
Honestly, I could care less what my uniforms look like. I'm not into team building. I just want to play. I just want the competition. If I'm going to get uniforms, I'm going to just search a code off, so and put it in. And but I know that's really important to him. Those details, and a lot of guys in this league love all of the tinkering with everything. That's not me. I can't stand it. But I know that a lot of people love that stuff. But Daz 47's Hornet uniforms are pretty sweet, I noticed.
Yeah.
Well, I know in this league it ain't as bad. In CAG, everybody's pretty much on point or close to it. You know, the uniform, like let's say you see the Ravens on the field, you know it's gonna be, purple, it's gonna be black, it's gonna be white. You know, you're not gonna find a hint of, you know, uh, neon yellow or hot pink. Why do I say that? In my previous league, like we had one dude that was notorious for terrible representations. I remember the Vikings uniform he made. How the Vikings wind up with green on the uniform, I do not know. But he found a way to turn the purple into green, and it was just, dude, who is that? The Eagles? Like, nah, man, that's the Vikings. What? That's not good, man. You need us to help you out with that? Like, nah, man, I got this, dog. It was awful. It was awful. How are the Dolphins yellow? Like, no, the Dolphins are yellow, they're green. Like, what are you doing? So we have it. We don't run into that in CAG, but whoo, I tell you.
Sorry, my dog's going nuts.
It's all good.
All right, what else we got? Uniforms. What else we got?
Best fantasy season themes. I have my thought, but I'll let you guys touch on that first.
Well, seeing it
I
as
don't know. Like I said, for me, I build my teams pretty much the same way and run the same system, and I don't know.
No. The question is referring to during the off season how TJ comes up with the different fantasy ideas during the NFL off season.
Yeah, fantasy or like, you know, the Super Bowl winners, or, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Like, which one was your most preferable? Which one did you like the most? Did you enjoy the most?
My favorite one was the one where I won my first CAG Bowl, in which it was mostly all offense. You can have one goal player on defense and everyone else was on offense. Or it was all offense, all defense and one goal player on offense. That was my favorite season.
Did you have all defense and one goal player on offense, or you vice versa?
I had all, come on, you know me. I had all defense and one goal player on offense.
Who was your goal player on offense?
I had I think it was a wide receiver.
Yeah, I'm finna say, man, because like them generic receivers, you can't trust them, boy. They'll turn turncoats.
I had a lot of 6-3 games, trust me. But I won my first CAG Bowl that season.
Yeah, them receivers they'll turn traitor in a minute.
If I remember correctly, most of the teams that went to the playoffs were mostly defensive teams, if I remember right.
Yeah, because you can't stop a nosebleed with no just star defenders. That's terrible. I don't want that life for nobody. Yeah, I'll say this, because I had to go back, and because what I always do is go back to see basically what teams were used for each season. I got a log right now of that for CAG. And I saw that one of the fantasy seasons you had was with the coaching. You know, you had Dion in there, Rock Woodson, you know what I'm saying? Like different kind of coaches. I tried to catch on to exactly how the coaching worked and how it made the plays better or worse. But that's the one that looked the most, I guess, I wouldn't say interest. I guess you could say, yeah, the most interesting to me, even though I didn't get the full gist of how that season was going down. But like the one with the coaching, how the coaching helped a group of you know, players on your team be better, because that's the coach you desire to, you know, have on your staff, so to speak.
So am I understanding you correctly that you think that certain coaches may help the team perform better?
No. Y'all had a fantasy season that they ran in CAG. I don't remember which season it was, where like they had, like, you know, choose your coach, and your coach like kind of dictated your build a little, because that coach helped.
Oh yes,
you know,
I remember that. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, like I said, that was way before my time.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't get the full gist of how the thing was ran. But that seemed interesting, you know.
Yeah,
a little in depth for me, but that seemed interesting.
I can't quite remember the gist of it, but that was probably about 3 years ago, I think. And the coaches predicated the style of play that the team played in.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I remember that vaguely. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. I forgot about that one. So I don't know. But yeah, the offense versus defense one was my favorite season. I won my first CAG. Well, I'll never forget it. Oh, I was so. Oh,
That boy was doing laps around the house. He was so excited. Woo! I got me one, baby.
you don't
What'd you
understand.
get? I got a CAG ball, baby. Okay, take out the garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how you was excited.
That season I won it, I was so excited that I exhausted myself, and about an hour later, I was asleep. I was
That boy went to bed.
I was emotionally drained. I was done.
Yeah, you
You know
who
what?
you beat that
That's
game
a
too.
I, I won't go into that because
We can talk about that now because of what happened a week or so ago.
Yeah, that's why I won't bring it up.
what? I'm glad you brought that up. PCAT. How was your first win? Your first CAG Bowl victory? How did that feel for you?
My
Stories
first
that you know.
one was
Yeah.
against, the first one was against Dazo 0007, and I think I lost my first 3 games. My first 3 CAG Bowls I was in, I lost by I think 3 points each, and so I was getting a lot of pressure, putting a lot of pressure on myself because I just kept losing. And so I unleashed on 0007 and beat him like 31-14 my first one. And that one felt really, really, really good. I don't think anyone else felt as good as that one felt.
It's funny you say that because my first CAG Bowl, I was more relieved than elated. I know I could play this stupid game. I win. I think I was 0-3, just like you, PCAT, going to the CAG Bowl win. I was 0-3 in the CAG Bowl, and it was like, really? I'm sorry, but hey, your quarterback fumbled. It's in the game. I'm sorry, but
oh man, let's not bring that up. Oh,
but it
that
like
loss
I
still
was
hurts.
relieved, then elated that I won the game. I was like, finally, because at that point it's like, yeah, Mighty, hey, you made it to the game, yeah. Oh, Mighty, yeah, congrats. Hey, you made it to 2 in a row. Lost. It was like, come on, man. Like, I can't be the Buffalo Bills. I got to get me one. Hey, but you got 1, 2. You got 2. You got 3. You got more than me. You're going to be Lord of the Rings soon.
He only has 2.
I only have 2.
I thought you got 3.
He tried.
I thought you got 3.
He tried.
I tried. I won 2 and lost 2.
Okay.
I'm trying.
I don't want to talk about my CAG Bowl.
So what's your CAG Bowl record, Mighty? Like 3 how many you got? You have 2 wins? 2 CAG Bowls or 3?
I think I'm either 2-3 or 2-4.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what mine is? It's something like 3-7, 3-8.
No, you just got the 4th one last week.
Was that 4?
Yeah.
Oh, that was 4.
Yeah, because Eddie was trying to catch up with you so y'all could be tied. We can talk trash. My win percentage of the CAG Bowl better than yours. So something like that.
I don't remember. I can't remember who the other one was against. Oh well.
Now that I recall, like I missed the playoffs when I tried to run with the Giants because I had no offense. I lost to the Cardinals because my quarterback wasn't good enough. Yeah, I think I'm 3. I'm 3-4. No, 2-4. Yeah, I'm 2-4. There you go.
We're not gonna talk about losses anymore. I'm getting a headache.
Those losses are terrible. Oh, we're gonna talk about losses. We're gonna talk about losses because it's some stingers out there that need to be just put out there so that way it can breathe and put it to bed for good. It's some skeletons in them closets. The skeletons gotta go right now, but soon enough.
Yeah, they gotta go. Moving on. Mighty RX, he brought up this topic. most diverse players on offense and defense. Since you brought up the topic, I'll let you go ahead and go first. Who do you consider to be most diverse on offense, and who do you consider to be most diverse on defense?
Run into Mike Dazzo.
Dazzo, 0007?
Yes. Yeah. Whenever I run into Mike, I got issues. I don't know what it is. Because
he seems to have your number.
it's between his goal returner, which I can't stand, and his, yeah.
He's over.
Yeah, you know about that.
He's overhead.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Probably. We need to check him for steroids. He's definitely beefed up. He's definitely beefed up. No, but for real, when Mike and I play, boy, whoo, he gives me both offensively and defensively because I don't know what to expect. You know, and I'm the type that I like to throw wrenches in people's plans my own self. Like I like to, hey, you think I was gonna do this? Ha ha! It ain't what you think, kind of thing. But whenever I run into Mike, it's something else. Because I don't know if this game he feels like running the ball 20 times, or he feels like throwing the ball 30 times, and it's like, so he keeps you very honest. Mm-hmm. And to me, beside myself, I would really say that Mike is the most diverse.
That's a good answer. You know what's funny about him? Oftentimes you read his games when he reports that each of his wins. I remember one time specifically, I'll never forget this. The guy had 78 total yards of offense, but scored like 24 points. And I was asking myself, what the heck happened? He'll have a kickoff return. He'll have a pick six. And then you just ask yourself, if my offense can just stay away from the boneheaded play, I can beat this guy. But yet, time and time again, he finds himself right in the thick of things.
This is a compliment to Mike. What I'm about to say. Some people might not feel that way. He is the only user in CAG that I know that throws the ball away on a regular basis. When he feels like a play's dead, he'll throw it away. He ain't gonna throw no stupid interception. He ain't gonna take no dumb sack. He'll you know what? Defense, you got this one. I'm coming to get y'all this time.
Yeah.
He's the only one that regularly does it. Run and shoot, man. He'll close the sides, chuck it deep 80 yards. He care. But Mike said, nah, that ain't my game. That ain't my game.
Right.
I'm not that disciplined. I'm in the pocket. You give me a little time. I'm finna gun it to somebody. The referee, the cheerleader on the side. Somebody gonna catch the ball. I throwing it away. No, I ain't got that kind of discipline. I'm sorry.
One thing I noticed about you, Mighty, and it's not so much in recent seasons, but when I first started playing you, and I actually had more dedicated people, more dedicated pass rushers, somehow you're able to see down the field while simultaneously sidestepping would-be sacks. And I asked myself, how's this guy seeing down the field and avoiding sacks? It used to piss me off. Oh my God.
Let me ask you this question. And then when you hike the ball on a pass play, on the stick to drop back with your quarterback, or you let the computer do it for you?
I do it.
I don't. Sign drop back. So once he reaches his apex, up the pocket. Third bounce ain't nothing. I'm either dumping it off, looking for check down, or I'm out. So that's my mindset. Because every play, if it's the 90 play, you either know it's either a quick step, like a one-step easy arrow, or it might be a quick 3-step drop like 90 XZ quick outs. It's a 50 play, depending on the 50. If it's 50 Z out, it's 5 steps. But if it's something like 50 XZ deep post, that boy take it 7 to 7 deep and just go pat. So if I guess I'm so used to the game now that next. So by the time you reach the apex, I'm looking for, okay, ball got to be out. Ball got to be out. Now, sometimes I got old controllers. And like the guy's not even out of his break yet. The ball going to the ground or headed to a linebacker's face. So yeah, I need some new controllers.
So are you charging the quarterback
No,
at the same time?
no. I do not believe in rocket arm. I don't believe in laser arm. That's why you never see my quarterbacks with them.
But when I don't use laser arm, my quarterback throws way too many squirrely balls. You don't feel like that?
Well, I rarely run with bronze. They're usually silver. I don't believe in gold quarterbacks either. They're a waste. A silver quarterback could do it.
Wait.
To me, it is. To me, gold quarterback.
I agree with you. That's
silver could do
everything. Be used on defense.
You know what I'm saying, Eddie? So silver
Right.
quarterback could do everything a gold quarterback can. The only gold quarterback in the game that I'd spend gold on is Otto Graham, because that boy there throws 100 yards on the run. It's pinpoint. You know what I'm saying? That's the only gold I'd ever spend. Only gold quarterback I spend any kind of dividends on. After that, you relegated silver. You don't like it? Hit the road. I'll find somebody else.
But the gold quarterback, and I don't typically use one. I've got one right now. I don't normally use it. But it's just like with everything else. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't hex, but this is my understanding, is that everyone has a numeric number for different attributes. So a gold quarterback is going to have maybe 6 to 7 points higher accuracy than a silver, right?
Yes, that's correct. That's
so
correct.
Out of 100 passes, if a gold is 5 points more accurate, out of 100 passes, he's going to throw probably on average 5 better balls, right?
Yeah, give or take. But like I said, because my dropbacks are tied into the plays and the timing's right, unless Eddie gets loose Van on left tackle, you know what I'm saying, and he's in my lap as I release the ball, I should be fine.
Man, that pisses me off. That pisses me off.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Because listen, Eddie, I'm gonna give you your props because you that dude. Nobody in the league plays on the D line like my boy Flossin plays on the D line.
That's right. That's
so annoying. PK, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. It's 3rd and 10. He comes out in some nickel, and like he's like got all the DPs drop back 1,000,000 yards, and it's just him rushing. And you got your whole O-line tied in, fullback, running back. You got the defensive coordinator jumping in trying to block. None of them can stop him from getting to you. And it's like, are you for real, man? Are you for real?
But here's what I like about that. When I play someone like Run and Shoot, now not so much lately, but his manual secondary work can get in my head, and if that's where I'm throwing the ball in my progressions. And I don't have to work with because I'm like pretty much 3. I get the ball out fast. I don't get sacked much, so I prefer to have Eddie on the line, so I don't have to worry about what that guy's going to be doing.
Yeah, but the only thing with that is that if all the passing lanes are clogged, then you gotta sit there and pat the ball. He's coming. Yeah, he is coming to do bad things to you. I don't want that.
That's right.
Don't hit my quarterback. Right. He's a princess. Okay, right. leave him alone. Leave him alone.
He is good at it. Don't get me wrong. He's good at it. But the kind of offense I run, he doesn't seem to get me that much.
And now, I will say this about Run and Shoot too. Yes, he is the best user on a secondary defensive player. Without generics back there running with gold receivers. Like, who does that? You know what I'm saying? Like, the momentum in this game is so, like, when I mean momentum, I don't mean like momentum like how many times you scored or whatever. It's weight and shifting it. It's so, like, I try my best, and sometimes, hey, I'm kind of decent. If you step wrong one time, that's a touchdown. Like, this boy ain't that brave. I'll be on the linebackers. That's where you can't catch me.
I don't know how he does it. I really don't. I've seen him, and this might be, I don't want to give away something, but then again, most guys probably already know. But one thing I noticed about Run and Shoot that he does, he makes it seem like he's looking at one thing.
Yeah.
And he wants to bait you to doing something else. And he'll start off on, maybe inside the hash, but he really wants to go somewhere else the whole time. He's trying to bait you to throw it to one area.
My worst.
Even once the ball is hiked, he'll make it sound like he's following that one guy who may be going a seam route or maybe a 7 route or something like that. But he's really looking somewhere else.
I don't know how big of are you, how much of football fans y'all are. Like, I'm hardcore and
I'm diehard. I breathe it, man.
I love football. So Sammy Knight, when he played for the Saints, they used to give the Rams trouble. And I never understood why slow, 4.8 speed, Sammy Knight playing safety, can't run with none of them receivers, always gave Kurt Warner trouble.
I can tell you why.
But he get interceptions he got don't make sense.
It's all about
he get interceptions at the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Run and shoot is the same way. He's running around with dudes that got one leg. They got peg legs. They can't move. Like, my worst interception ever to run and shoot. I believe I was in doubles. Okay, strong side right, tight ends on the right side. I had a goal receiver on the right. He made his corner there. He always runs a strong safety. I had my running back running a little pattern that came, from straight up, like a button hook, like 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. So all the receivers are basically running clear out patterns. I'm reading. Oh, he not there. So I'm expecting to run and shoot to help out his corner with my goal receiver way down the field. The man intercepted the pass that I threw to the running back out of scrimmage. How do you know to get there? I don't know.
I texted him one time. I said, dude, how in the heck? I was scrimmaging against him not even a week ago. And I threw a pass to my fullback. He's some generic. And he intercepted. I said, dude, he ran like a 4-yard route. What made you go to him out of all these people? I just know.
Oh, man.
I think he does the best against players that get rid of the ball fast. Because he just knows. He seems to know where you're going to throw the ball. And his defensive line is always really good. If you can get the quarterback in the pocket for a little bit longer than your first read, he's much easier to pass on. But that first read, he's all over it.
All over it. I hate it.
I've been going against him with 2 wide receivers on each side of the field and just really spreading everything out and focusing on where I think the opposite side of the field where he is, and I've had a lot more success with that.
But you know what's funny? I've had success throwing at him. Like, it's mind-boggling. Like, I'm trying to keep the ball away from him. He finds the ball. So, like, sometimes you got to, bite the bullet. You know what? I'm going to try you. And then if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, hey, maybe got 7.
Better not try that too many times.
But that's what it is. You got to throw multiple routes at him because he plays some ridiculously unconventional defense. Half the field's man, other half of the field zone. Oh, it's just, yeah.
I've been having a lot more success running the ball on him lately than I used to. He used to shut down the run, and recently he's been a lot more susceptible to the run for some reason. I'm not quite sure why.
Well, watch
maybe
out.
It's just the 11. Maybe it's probably just the 11 cap.
He has 3 D linemen this season, and he's been shutting my run game down. I don't know. It's either hit or miss. If I can get going early, I have success with it. If I get shut down early, even when I try to run the ball late, he has a bronze DN. I think his number is 70. That guy is always in the backfield.
Yeah. I feel like him and Mike, 0007, their game kind of fluctuates with their how into it they are during the particular season. Their motivation seems to kind of fluctuate because there'll be seasons where 0007 is like a totally different guy. There's no one stopping him. And then he'll go a couple seasons. You and I have talked about that before. He's like, man, This isn't the same player. I think motivation goes a long ways with those two guys in particular.
To me, I think once 0007 son was born, I think that's what may be taking him away from being a player that we all know he's capable of being. I mean, I could be wrong on that. This is my opinion, but there's nothing wrong with that because once my daughter was first born, I kind of shut down for a while too.
Yeah, that'll definitely slow you down.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we kind of moved away from the topic. So we were talking about most creative offense and defense. And I know Mighty mentioned his. And I wanted to mention TJ's defense he threw at me last time we played because I'm still not quite sure what he did. But it was something I've never seen him. I used to struggle with his defense like crazy. And then he switched his defense, which was good for me for some reason. But this last time we played, I'm not sure. I'm not a football guy, so I'm sure you two could have figured out what he was doing right away. I really heavily depend on what I see at the line of scrimmage. And it's not necessarily breaking it down in football terms. It's just I know what I'm looking for, especially when I want to run. And I had no clue. Mighty, you was the same way the first few times I played him, where it's like there was all these shifts and everything, and I was like, all right, I'm hiking the ball, but for no reason. That's like I am not sure what's going to happen here. And what TJ threw at me was that same thing. I mean, I wish he could give an explanation of what he was doing because so he's pretty creative on defense and offense. I think, and I don't know. I feel like 0007 too. He's not always the best offensive player, but you never know whether he's going to run or whether he's going to pass the ball. You never know what he's going to do.
For me, defensively, for a long time, it was running shoes. I couldn't quite figure out, and I said this before, but you can come out with 4 receivers, 3 receivers, 2 tight ends. You can come out in 12 personnel, and he's still going to come out in a 4-3.
Yep.
And everyone in the league knows, okay, I'm passing the ball. But somehow he makes it work for him, and I don't know how he does it. But I've kind of learned to relax playing him a bit, and I've had more success. But that even that tends to come and go. But lately, I remember when Mighty RX first came in the league, the first time I played him, he had 2 gold D tackles.
Yes, sir.
And I could not get the H and hike out of my quarterback's mouth. And they were just playing meet me at the quarterback. It was just ridiculous.
That was the plan. Now you got double team one. You can't double team both.
Exactly. It's I tried various things. Nothing was working. And I think I lost that game like 10-7 or something like that. I was surprised I even scored a touchdown. It was just ridiculous. But I learned to relax, and that's what I mean by diverse. Because I remember after that loss, I was getting ready to play him again, and I had my mind made up what I was gonna do. And when I first came out on offense, he came out in a 4-4, and it just totally threw my game off because I was ready to go up against a 4-3. And I'm like, oh man, I did all this prep. And this guy comes out in a 4-4, and it threw my game off entirely. And that was another close game. And then I played him in the playoffs, and I was ready for the 4-4. And it might have been a 3-4. That I can't remember what you came out in, but I can never get my my game plan together because I just don't know what he's gonna do. I mean, we've had some close battles every time we play. It seems to come down to the last few plays of the game. But defensively, Mighty RX and TJ is another one. Me and TJ games are always close, but the last 3 seasons or so, I won't go out and say what it was he did because more people are gonna do it. But he switched up he just made a small tinker, and everyone who knows me, the ball doesn't go past 10 yards without me having a heart attack. and he just played. I mean, it played right into his style, what he was trying to do. It just shut me down. I lost all confidence offensively. I knew my defense would have to win games for me, and it was just frustrating. And then, but then PCAT was telling me, he was texting me during the game. I don't know what's going on. He came out in this zone blitz package and blah blah blah. I don't know. I can't move the ball. And I said, well, let me see it. He goes, I didn't record it, so I don't know quite what he did. But then he played against Destro, and Destro had the game on. So I kind of saw about. I'm just not sure if that's quite the same thing as what he was doing. From what PCAT is telling me, it sounds like it, but I'm not sure. So, but TJ, Mighty RX, run and shoot a little bit, and Dazzle 0007, give me fits. Give me fits defensively. Offensively, everyone knows PCAT freaking, he's just a thorn in my side because I just don't. It's not his play style. It's just he has a versatile playbook. I just don't know what's coming, and he hasn't been on for a while. But Showtime, I think Showtime gives me problems offensively too because I tend to stop him on first and second down, but third down tends to be a problem. So who knows? But I don't know if everyone knows, but PCAT lost power, so me and Mighty RX will cover the rest of the show, unless he can get back on. But yeah, dude, those guys tend to give me fits.
I will say
that in 0007's return game. I don't know how that.
That's annoying. Yeah, he glitched in the game with the return game. We need to check it.
It's just uncanny. I don't know how he does it.
So. But yeah, I'll say this about PCAT. His running back will see the ball in some way, shape, form. Whether it's a screen, whether it's a draw, whether it's a power O or a counter, touch the rock. So it's on you. Hey, find the running back. That's who got the ball. You got to stop him.
Yeah.
But don't get too nosy. Don't get too nosy.
Yeah.
Because if you get too nosy, he'll hit you over the head with something. You know what I'm saying? So it's that cat and mouse game.
Yeah. Heavy hitters the same way too. He's gonna get his tail back involved. If you stop him on the ground, he's gonna find a way to throw it to him. So, but we're gonna move along. Oh, you know what? Another person, Dazzle 47. I was playing him. I think it was last season, and I usually pretty much know what he's gonna do. But I got ahead, I think by 10 at halftime. And I don't know if something got over him or what, but he came back and beat me. And he was running plays I've never seen him run before. It caught me totally off guard. And he came back and won that game in the fourth quarter. That really pissed me off, but but he's another one. I pretty much know what's coming when I play him, but that game, he took it to another level and came back and beat me up pretty good in the second half. So it is what it is. We're gonna move along. I noticed Mighty RX yesterday. You streamed your game. Destro streams his. Same with me and Run and Shoot. I won't say who, but I got someone else who's been inquiring about it. He may start doing it pretty soon himself in the next week or two, but I just have to stay tuned and see how that goes. Hopefully he does. And maybe it'll open up people's thoughts about doing it. I know at first I was reluctant about doing it because first of all, I was nervous about, streaming my games and, getting maybe blown out or something and for the whole world to see, like you mentioned earlier. I was
like this dude, right? Unfollow. Yeah.
and two, I didn't know if I was going to perform differently. And three, I didn't want people seeing, keying in on my plays. I noticed every time I get ready to play, Run and Shoot would text me and say, hey, man, stream the game. Make sure you stream it. and he's been he's been he's been scouting me. I know it because
He ain't scouting you. He's your biggest cheerleader. You taking it wrong. Stop. Ain't nobody against you.
no, he my cheerleader sometimes, but not all the time. He scouting me. Because I told him one time, I said, dude, I think you scouted me. He just laughed at me. So I know he's scouting.
Nah, real talk, Eddie. Listen. This reason why this season has been a little more challenging to me is I kicked out all my key plays. Like I only got our twins except for pro, far and near. That's the only formations I'm running with. And then for the single back, I got I don't have any 3 receiver players at a single back because I don't have a 3rd receiver. So basically, I have no other choice but to put my mind. Hey, I picked this play. I better read that defense right and make it work. And just whatever key play you like to have in your playbook, you're gonna have to have a season where you kick it out and just let it fly. I know it's tough. Maybe. I've been there.
You know what's crazy is I scrimmage against run and shoot a lot. I mean a lot. And when I play him, I have no problem throwing the ball downfield. Intermediate routes, deep routes, all that. But when it's game time, the lights on, I don't know. I don't know, man. I put too much pressure on my defense to make plays. And
but this is the funny part, though. If you do chuck it down the field and you turn the ball over, it's a punt. Your defense is good enough to get you the ball back. But in your mind can compute that. You're like, first down punt. No. Not in my book.
My offense is so bad, man. Every possession counts.
But that's what I'm saying. If you check, now I ain't saying throw it into quadruple coverage. That's ridiculous. One, take a chance. Your boy might just be able to bring that thing in. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Because
I tried that against you in our playoff game. I threw 2 interceptions.